Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Uncle Marv podcast. I am your host, Uncle Marv, and we are coming at you live from Fort Lauderdale, Florida on a regular Monday evening. The Uncle Marv podcast is a show where we have chats with friends, family, and almost famous people. And yes, we will be doing that tonight. I'm sure that many of you have been waiting for this opportunity to speak with the lady of the house, Miss Kimberly B. She will be joining us in just a bit, along with her sister, Carrie, who decided to crash our house for the weekend. And part of this week, she will still be here enjoying our lovely backyard. So I'll get them on in just a moment. I do want to let you know that if you ever want to go back and listen to any of the past shows or watch on video, you can head over to unclemarv.com. And that is where you can see all of the past episodes, and you have the option of watching the video or listening to the audio. You can subscribe with your favorite podcatcher so that you can listen to the show on the go. You can use iTunes or Google Podcast or Spotify or any of those types of things. Or you can also sign up to follow the show on YouTube or on the Facebook, and you'll be notified when we do go live, and you can enjoy the show as we talk. I also want to promote next week's show. Those of you that attended Palm Beach Atlantic College with me, Dr. Philip Rothschild will be joining us, and we will hear all of the joyful news that has happened in his life since we put cellophane on his car and peanuts in his car and made fun of him while he was our student life director at Palm Beach Atlantic College. But Philip has gone off and done some very magnificent things. And so we will talk about all of that next week. So join us live Monday at 8 p.m. as per usual, and you can hear the show. So I have to do a thing because the studio setup, if you've noticed, it's not my usual background, because I'm actually out in the lobby area of my office because I had to make room for these two people. And you didn't turn your phone off. See, you're getting a ding. So depending on how you're looking at your screen, if it's not reversed, on your left is my wife, the lovely Miss Kimberly B. And on the right, her sister, Carrie Steele. Ladies, how are you?
The lovely.
Oh, hang on.
Sister.
Now talk.
You could say the lovely sister, you know.
I don't want to be accused of anything inappropriate. And I had to turn your microphone up because, I had to mute you during the intro because
We were talking.
you were talking. Yes.
That's what sisters do.
That's what sisters do. Okay. So I just wanted to say, if you are watching live and you would like to ask a question, there is a chat section on both YouTube and the Facebook. So you can do what our good friend, Miss Karen Sneed, has done.
Oh,
And has put a little comment in there.
All right.
And
No.
sneaking a little view there.
She did.
She did.
Hi, Karen.
So
hello,
Miss Sneed
Karen Sneed.
she is our realtor that was quite a bulldog. We talked about her just a few minutes ago in getting us our place. She will be on the show probably in a couple of weeks. She's busy. She's busy. So if she's not selling $1 million home, she will be here with us. So ladies, you are live on the show here. Let me do a split screen here. So there we go. So now people can see
Okay.
all of us.
Because that's important.
It is.
important.
Okay.
I mean, they don't need to see me, but
Sure they do. You're the star.
yeah.
You're the
So we got a
host.
little bit of a late start tonight. Part of that was, well, let's just say all of that was my fault. I ended up having a client visit this afternoon that went a little long. Excuse me. That would not be edited in post. So enjoy that. So when you get a call from a client that has $280 billion under management,
Yeah.
you kind of need to do what they say. So I had to run and go help this client. They needed a video connection checked because they are having a international video call tomorrow. And with all of the things that have happened with COVID, they nobody's checked the connection lately. So
Wow.
when our good friend, I can't say her name because I don't want to say it, but our good
Yes.
friend, she, of course, when they asked her to go check the cable and move
She
this,
said no. Call Marvin.
yes,
Hmm
that's exactly what happened. And she stayed late though.
They
And
should be pretty used to conference calling now during COVID. Everybody's
yeah, but this is
Are they
from their
not?
main conference room.
so they didn't.
They're all working from home.
right.
So
So
they
have
they haven't been doing.
They
Zoom
haven't been
for
in
the
the
last
office.
year. I
They haven't
know.
been in the
Oh,
office.
now they're in the office.
Yeah.
Well, some of them are in the office.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
Karen Sneed says, "Love you."
Mean it.
Love you back.
you
We love you. Love
guys had a very interesting night last night.
We did. We had fun.
We did.
We
We had
did.
girls' night out.
We had a girls' night out. Your sister Noelle B was there.
Somebody's birthday. You want me to go closer?
Yes,
Draw closer.
yes. Because I don't know why, but all of a sudden you're shy and low talking.
I am. I am not shy.
No, you are not.
No, I'm not. I'm not
We
shy.
did. We had a very
Okay.
nice evening.
We did.
And
With
Karen
shooters?
Sneed was there. And Noelle B, your
Yes,
sister.
the vice president of something was
Right.
there.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I asked you guys what you did. I mean, you went to Shooters.
Went to shooters.
Mhm.
How was it? Was it crowded?
It was pretty.
Really?
But,
It was pretty-
but they told us it would be an hour wait for a table, but we got in. We went to the bar and
Mhm.
ordered drinks, and before we even got our drinks,
They had a
Carrie,
table.
Carrie
they
got a
lied.
text saying they had a table.
Oh, okay.
So
They lied.
All
we
right.
sat outside, which,
Yep.
as we understand, I'm sure you can understand, appreciate, Marvin. I was the only one who wanted to sit outside.
Of course.
Oh, tell them the table incident.
Oh, and then the table. When we got to the table,
So,
it was
None of us
by
are high
the-
maintenance girls.
it was by the dock, you
Right.
know, but close to, and so the sun is right there.
Mhm.
So 3 of the chairs were in the sun. So Carrie got the chair
Well,
that
2.5.
wasn't in the sun, 2.5. So Noelle, you should have seen the look on Noelle's
I
face
do not like sun.
when she realized that she would be sitting in the sun. So then we were stood up. We tried to move the table. We tried to
Moving the umbrella.
move the umbrella. So we asked the waitress if we could possibly switch to a table, but that wasn't her station. So she goes, but that's okay. Well, okay. Well, we felt bad. We're like,
We're
so
like,
then
okay.
there was this couple that was at a table that was back by the door that was more in the shade. And the guy saw us moving in and he says, are you guys trying to get in the shade? And we said, yeah. And he goes, I would prefer the sun. Do you want to switch? And
Oh.
Noelle said, yes.
we all picked our me and Noelle running over to the other table.
Right.
Like, yes.
So we went to the other table. So,
So we got the shade.
and
table.
then when Karen got there, she was happily surprised that she was not in the sun as well.
Of course. So you do understand, Carrie, that when Kim and I are out, that it's a battle to find a half and half table.
Right.
Yes. Oh gosh, totally.
Yes.
I totally can get that. Yeah, I don't know if y'all noticed, I am not tan person.
Well, we need to let people know that you are not
So
living in Florida currently,
no,
although you were here when
I was here.
we first met,
That's right.
and then you ran away.
And yeah, very fast. It was too hot. And I was partying too much.
Fort Lickerdale.
Fort Lickerdale. It did me in for almost 5 years. And I was like, I got to get out of here. I don't think I'm going to survive it. Plus, my
Mhm.
skin wasn't going to survive it either. So
Uh,
I moved half back. I'm now half back
you're not
to
even-
North Carolina.
it's not half back. You're kind of kitty corner.
Well, they call us halfbacks because we're Northerners that went all the way to Florida. And then we moved halfway back.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's why they call us
But you
halfbacks.
didn't do what most Floridians do. You didn't move to the mountains.
But we have a house in the mountains.
There you go.
And my brother has a house in the mountains, so I love the mountains. I definitely will be spending a lot of time there this summer when it's getting to in the 90s already in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah, but it's a dry 90, right?
No, there's no such thing as a dry 90 on the East Coast. East Coast, not dry.
Not dry.
No. So
All
I will
right.
be running to the mountains every chance I get. I
Okay.
do not do heat well.
So Shooters is it still a sports bar?
No.
No,
Mm-mm.
So
it's
no-
nice.
no sports
Well,
at all.
I mean, they've got TVs in there, but when they did that remodel, when it was the new owners bought it, it's more upscale.
Oh.
It's a more upscale place now.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it's
So what you're saying is I should have taken you there before last night.
There were an inordinate amount of pretty people there with not so
Oh.
real body parts.
Real body parts?
No.
Not so real body
Oh,
Not so
parts.
then
much.
it's not my kind of place.
you would have had
a lot of
comments,
people
but,
that you're not quite sure what they used to look like before they had a lot of work done.
but it was
Yes.
very. They were getting out of their cars and they were dressed
Mm.
quite.
And of
But there were
course,
also people who were dressed just in jeans and
The locals.
a
the
few,
locals,
not many.
But most of the people there that
most
were
of the people
dressed
were.
dressed. They
to
were
the
celebrating
nines.
something or romantic night
And then
out.
they're, of course, they're over in
or-
the corner. Everybody's taking pictures of each other. All the girls.
They're all posing.
Oh, kind of like you guys
Okay, we did it
Oh,
at our
no.
table.
with your
Okay.
with your 50 pictures.
That
was the waitress.
She
So-
took
and she was
about 50 shots.
she was young, so you can tell she was used
She
to
was just
doing
like,
that.
I just need to take a whole bunch of pictures so they'll be happy with one of them because we were
Right.
like, of course,
Yep. So
we may not be in our 20s anymore. So
that
the four of
wasn't
us are all like trying to figure out how we're
what
going to look
angle
good
is
in
the
this
best
picture.
angle?
That's right.
that
you
wasn't
know.
the problem. Problem is half of your eyes were closed and
Right.
Well,
one of you was looking this way and the other's looking that way. I saw some of them.
Yeah.
well, you know.
Well, and the other big thing is I had a drink last night. So
She did.
I had a rum and amaretto punch.
And here's the shocker. Carrie only had one drink.
No,
Kim,
no way.
Kim had a drink and Carrie only had one drink.
That's not right.
Yeah.
I know. See, I'm growing up.
Did you call home and like
Yeah.
brag? I only had one.
I only had one.
I went to Fort Lauderdale and only had
Fort
one
Lauderdale,
drink.
Only had one drink.
Or
Very
alert the
exciting.
authorities.
Alert the authorities. Yeah.
Um,
Because me and Fort Lauderdale were not one drink nights
Miss-
when I lived here.
Miss Sneed has a question mark of a couple.
Of a couple?
Question mark of a couple?
I don't know if that has to do with drinks or not.
Oh, a couple. I only had one drink, Karen Sneed.
Karen, she does not need more than one drink. She is good and toasted on one drink.
I had one drink. It was a strong one.
Yeah, I learned a long time ago that old adage of, keep feeding them the drinks works in reverse.
It's not with her.
Yeah.
She is-
Asleep before we got home.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's done.
Thought he was going to have a real fun night
Yeah.
and
She's done.
Didn't
well,
turn
I
out
could have
that way.
trained you, right?
that's
If you-
okay.
you know.
I'm good.
That was
I'm
a
good.
that was a fun day
Okay.
after a few drinks.
We're
That's
still
for sure.
here. Worked out.
Right.
That's right.
Yep.
Worked out.
It did.
It did.
So-
Is Noelle not watching?
I have no idea.
Hmm.
She probably won't comment because she doesn't want to be called out.
Oh. Okay.
Oh. Well, I loved Luelle. It was really nice
Yeah.
to meet her.
So Carrie asked me this morning, because last night I was saying, I said something and I said, well, do you not think that she said something about mannerism or something. And I said, okay. I said, but do you not think that they
Oh.
resemble each other? And she goes, oh, just a little.
Oh, oh my god.
And then so this morning she goes, I really think they're more like twins.
I thought they
actually.
were twins. I did. I said, are you sure they're
Me
not
and
twins?
Noelle?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
You realize we're
Gestures, you
10 years
look-
apart,
Yeah,
I
right?
that's what I
know.
told her.
But just your gestures and your look, and I mean, it's like they had to have been connected at some point.
I told her what Marvin used to take her to football
Seriously.
practice with him.
Yeah.
That is true. She doesn't remember those stories, but
Oh, she
the
is.
football players do.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys are the spitting image.
So what-
of each
what-
other, for sure?
So you saw the mannerism.
Oh yeah.
And what was it?
Just like
Some
like
of
you
your
like
expressions.
pause a little bit before you talk. Just like the way you say something. Like both of you like do a little pause before you talk, and you're both kind of very low key. You don't raise your voice. I
Okay.
mean, your face. I mean, you can tell you're thinking something before you say it. She's the same way. You can tell she's thinking something
Because we have
before-
to filter.
Yeah, yeah,
It's called the
So,
filter.
yeah.
Think before you speak.
that's right. but very similar. Oh man, have you guys done a podcast together yet?
Yes.
Okay, so everybody knows. Yeah.
No, nobody
Does
knows.
Really?
We didn't even talk. No, we don't talk about that stuff.
Yeah, but everybody that saw you guys like talking on your podcast.
Oh, I have no idea.
Did anybody make the comment that knew? Oh, okay.
No,
Okay. Well, she's really, really sweet.
or at least not to me.
She's really, really sweet.
Okay. Well, she's my sister. I
Well,
raised
didn't
I
say-
raised her well.
That she.
Well, maybe that's how they're different. Because she's really, really sweet. That might be their big difference.
That might be their big difference.
Mm, okay.
Just kidding. Mark.
Anything else you noticed?
About you and Moel?
Mm, yeah.
I'm good.
Any questions you
I'm
have?
good. No questions.
All the times we've seen each other, you have a new perspective now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It
the
is-
first time she's met Noelle.
I've seen her
She's never-
pictures, but I've never met her.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I have met Karen. It's the first time I
Because-
got to meet Karen too.
Because when I came down here, she was a safe distance away.
Tell them a story about she was 7 hours, then she was 2.
She was
And I liked
3,
it. And now
20 freaking minutes,
which is awesome.
which is not awesome.
It is awesome.
It is not.
I am so happy she's down here.
What you may be.
I am. Very much so.
There needs to be
it's
a
a little
buffer
bit about
zone.
family.
A buffer zone. Just like with here, the buffer zone, you can't just pop in.
Oh, we'd be in trouble. If Kim
That's
and
the
I lived
whole-
20 minutes away.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
We'd be
You have to be
together
far
every
enough
day.
away that there's no chance of a pop in.
Mhm.
Oh, you would not be happy if Kimmy and I lived 20 minutes away from each other.
He wouldn't be happy
Well,
if any of my family lived
Popper.
close.
That's
Karen told us the popper story. First thing you told her, popper.
No poppers.
no
She's like,
pop
"What?
ins.
No poppers.
Hmm. You call first. Don't just show up.
So she's very self-conscious about popping now, she
I
says.
know. She's so
She comes in, am I allowed to pop right now? Can I pop in? So I'm a crasher. You called me a crasher.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm not a popper. I'm not a sniper. I'm a crasher.
So somehow we got past this whole check-in thing, wifey.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here it
About-
comes.
Is it okay if somebody comes to visit?
What are you saying?
So,
That I'm just saying,
When-
sure, come on down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
well,
It-
she
it
does
shouldn't
kind of say, let me see what I can do, is what she says when I say, I'm coming to visit. Well,
Let
okay,
me check.
Let me
Let me check
see
the
what I can do.
calendar.
So I know she's thinking in her mind, how am I going to approach this
Mhm.
with Marvin to tell him that my sister's coming down?
truly think that, especially for family, that there should not be any restrictions or limitations on the visiting
So
or
depending on the family, there especially should be restrictions.
So who would you?
And it worked
restrict?
out just fine when your family was back in Ohio.
Well, we're
Got
pretty
you to come to Florida. No pop-ins.
yeah,
You don't have that. many.
And they're all slowly moving down.
it's moving closer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No,
well,
I
Karen
was
was
the
out
first one to
first.
go.
She was out. She was
I
well,
was
well, and
first
then
one to jump ship.
right, and then Gary left, and he went to Texas. I was by myself
Mm-hmm.
with so Gary and his family was in Texas, and then they moved to California.
And for
So he
those who
could
don't know,
finish
Gary's
school.
the brother.
Right.
Yep, Gary's we
And
could have done
then-
him on Zoom too on this.
He moved
All the
down.
family.
He moved back to Ritztown, back to Ohio, and had Candace, the youngest, our youngest niece, and then I went to Georgia to open a market and work after we got
And
married.
that was your loophole
And
to
so,
get family
that was-
closer.
and then
She got to Atlanta, was like, come on, Marvin's not here.
no. And then we needed someone to run a center in an area. Gary and his wife, Lori, they checked out the area, found out that they would love to do that. And so they moved on down and now they're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
they are closer than Ohio.
And I
does.
moved to Charlotte.
And Carrie is in Charlotte. So-
Marvin, you don't have to worry. I'm not moving to Florida. You can stamp that, take it to the bank. So you don't have to
I'll-
worry about me
I'll-
living
I
close.
won't worry. I will not believe
because
that
I will melt
until
if
I'm
I
at
move to
your
Florida.
funeral.
Carrie's
No.
not coming back to
And
Florida.
then I can
Carrie's
walk up
not-
to the casket and say, "Guess you're not coming back."
That's right.
She
But
would probably go back
you
to
can take it to
Ohio
the bank.
before she comes to Florida.
Not permanently. I may have to go live back for a while.
So here's the
My mom needs
question.
me, but not permanently.
So you were here. When did you move to Florida?
1993,
Okay, so
January 1993.
all right. So I came back in '92.
Mm-hmm.
I met your sister in '94.
Mhm.
So what made you move down? I forgot. Job?
No, I wanted to get the heck out of Ohio. And I had friends that had moved down here and I had visited them a few times. I'm like, this is cool. I need to come down here. So I packed up everything I could fit in my little Ford Probe, nothing else but what fit in that car. And I trucked it on down to
To
Florida.
Fort Lauderdale.
And never went back. Never went back to Ohio. I did go back to Charlotte. So I've been in Charlotte for 21,
It's been a while.
22 years now. I think about
Yeah,
22
it's
years.
been a while.
Yeah, but I was down here for 5 years, and boy, I had
And
some
what
fun.
conversations did you guys have when I started dating your sister and you were here and the whole idea of possibly relocating to Florida came up?
Oh, I was happy. I
Yeah.
would love to have her down here. I was good. I know you guys,
That didn't happen until after you left, right?
No,
Yeah.
she had left.
Yeah.
like, you came down like the next year
I
after
came down
I
in
left.
2000. I came down
No,
a
I
couple
left
years
in
after you left.
1998, November of 98.
Yeah.
So about a year in between.
Yeah. Because we had to wait for Josh to graduate.
Yeah.
And he graduated in 2000.
So we were kind of passing, but yeah, it's just too hot down here for me.
Yeah. And you sold your condo right
Which,
before we moved, like 3 blocks over.
Bad mistake. Yeah, bad mistake selling that condo. Could have made a lot more money than I did on
If
that.
you'd have waited just a couple of years, yeah.
Oh yeah, even just a couple years. Can you imagine? Oh gosh, that would have been a gold mine now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
probably
when
can't even
I-
tell you how much I would have made.
So when I came down to Florida, I knew that Carrie was down here, obviously. I came down with one of my friends who had just
Oh, on the visit.
had just broken up with her fiance. And I was very close to having my divorce final. And so we were coming down and I knew I was getting together with Carrie. We were going to spend a day together. And we ended up meeting Marvin on the second night I was here. Or was it the
No.
third? We were supposed to on the second.
Yes, it was. We were supposed to meet that Saturday,
Yeah.
and I didn't meet you till that Tuesday.
Right. So it was, and then I had met you before I spent time with Carrie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because then Carrie and I,
because you came down with your friends, you didn't spend that much time with
right.
me.
Carrie and I went, and you were working. Carrie and I
That's true.
went to, Carrie went with my friend and her sister and new husband. We all went to Bayside. Carrie came
Oh,
with us.
I got her drunk on rum.
She
Runner.
did. She got me
That
a
was
rub.
great.
She got me a rum runner and said these are the best drinks down here, and I was okay with rum. Forgot to tell me that they put a shot at 151.
151
Yep.
in the straw.
I remember that.
And oh my goodness,
She was so
I
That was great.
I was drunk when we first got there,
That was great.
so we had to. We were
That was
there for
great.
a while, so it ended up being. But yes, she never told me that that's what they did, and she
Uh-huh.
never told me that that the strawberry soaked up a bunch of rum because they put it right on that either. So I ate the strawberry. So yeah, that was-
really funny.
she thought that was quite something.
Well, she had been here a couple of years, so she
She
wanted
had.
Oh,
to.
I was
She wanted to
well,
show off, and
you know,
know,
I
hey,
was used to
look
be-
at what I've learned in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah,
Can't
the
learn this in
Roadrunners.
Ohio.
yeah.
yeah,
I was-
and then Carrie met us at Pickles.
Pickles. Yes, she
Right.
did.
And she
That
came
sounds
and met us
familiar.
out.
Where was Pickles?
Pickles was the bar on Atlantic, or not Atlantic, US 1,
Uh-huh.
and just south of Copens. It was in between Atlantic and
remember
Copans.
the name. I don't know if I remember
So-
the place.
so
But
we
is that
drove-
where I
It
met
was
you guys?
actually
Yeah,
no,
you
it was
met
on the
us there.
corner. It was where that movie theater is now. The Movie Co. Plaza.
Okay.
They tore all that down, and that's where Pickles
Okay.
was.
Okay.
We drove by there today.
Across,
but we
yeah,
went
you guys
over.
were there at the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pompano Mall.
Yeah.
It was-
Yeah. We did some
Yeah.
serious damage shopping today. Well, not serious damage, but good.
No.
We got some good stuff.
Okay, you don't have to turn your phone off.
It's,
Yeah, what are you
okay,
doing?
so I texted Noelle, and Noelle forgot.
She didn't
So
forget.
now she's watching, and she missed the whole first segment about when we were talking about Noelle B.
Well, she did just throw up her little thing saying, "I am the local popper."
There you go. I like it.
So we spent the first 5 minutes talking about Noelle. So she did not catch
It's all right. She'll go back and
Well,
watch
anyway, so
because she's got to show my mom anyway.
Oh, okay.
so that's where I met you, right?
Yeah. No, you.
Was it-
yes.
Is that
Yes.
where I met
yes.
you?
Yes.
And then you were my computer man.
Mhm.
You
You
got
brought,
some
I
computer.
bought my first computer and you came and set it up for
Yep.
me, didn't I? I think it was a compact.
Was that when it? Because that was like a couple of streets over, wasn't it? Or was that
What?
something else?
What?
We'll have to talk after the show because literally, if you go down 2 blocks from right where we are right
Uh-huh.
now, there was a house that I visited, either you or a friend of yours.
I think I was in the condo over in Welton Manor.
You may have been, but
when you set up my
but I
computer.
came here
but
for
maybe I did. I could have had
for
it.
something.
Oh, I could. I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know.
So-
I might have had a friend. I had a bunch of friends in Fort
Come to Fort
Lauderdale.
Lauderdale, you got to have friends.
So,
Well,
anyway.
speaking of friends, do you remember Tony the Greek?
Oh my God. Yes, I think I do.
What do you
He was
remember?
your friend,
Yeah.
right?
Well, you worked with him.
I worked with him.
Yeah.
I remember the name. Was he a little obnoxious?
Of course he was.
Did he hit on me?
Oh, yes, he did.
Yes. He thought he was going
I
to
was really
get you.
cute back then. A lot of guys hit on me. So.
He was. I think I'm gonna ask her out, and I'm like, oh, I don't think you should do that. And he's like, but I'm the Greek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
I do. That rings a bell too.
Hmm.
Because you
Oh,
met,
yeah.
she met you guys out somewhere.
Yeah, it
right?
was
Or-
actually. So right
Like
now,
Bennington.
it used to be. It was an Irish bar on.
Yeah, Bennington's or Benning something. Wasn't it on Andrew?
Not on Andrews. It was right off of 20 Wilton Drive. It was
Yeah. It
the
was
road behind Wilton
Oh,
Drive.
okay, so that was right near my house, my condo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember Bennigan's.
And it was around the
What's
corner.
the name of that chain?
No, it was an Irish. It was an
Well,
Irish
Bennigan's
place.
was probably Irish, isn't it? Isn't that an Irish name?
No.
Bennigan's.
It was a
Anyway.
pub.
Are you talking about
It was-
Flanagan?
It was a pub. Flanagan.
Are you talking about
That's. I
Flanagan?
think I'm trying to say.
No, it's not Flanagan's.
Oh, all right. I just remember.
It was like
Flanagan's
it
is
looked like an
still-
old
you guys
Pizza
sitting
Hut.
at a bar. Were you trying to fix me up with him that night?
No.
Why did I meet you over there?
I don't know.
Because
Because when I worked at the store was right around the corner from there too. The
Uh-huh.
store was on Oakland Park and Dixie.
Yeah.
So that was a place where we would go
Yeah.
whenever we did stuff together.
All right. Yeah, I do.
We
remember
we kind of
that.
hung out like once a
But
month.
I don't know what we were doing. I don't remember
I
why
think
we.
you just met him over there.
I
think
know,
you
why
were
did I-
just
just to
visit,
say hi?
Yeah, just to visit with him, and
I don't remember.
no.
I don't remember unless it was maybe. I think the Greek.
Was the Greek wanting to meet me?
Yes, I think that's what it was because we were talking about you and said, "Does she have a sister?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, that was probably it.
And she happens to be down
Me
here.
just,
Yep.
happens to live down here. That was probably
Yeah.
it. Yeah, you probably talked. Knowing you probably talked me into coming over there to
What do you mean knowing
just for a
me?
drink. Come over
Come
and
on.
meet him. Come on.
It's right down
This
the
is the same
street.
guy who doesn't
down the
want
street.
visitors or
Yeah.
poppers or
Yeah.
wants to go long periods of time before new visitors come.
Well, okay, so having them every week is a lot.
Okay, your sister and the boys and the nephews are not a lot to have every week to come over for.
Really?
Family.
It's
all
family.
in the family.
It's family.
the name of our podcast.
Mhm.
All in the family.
No, that's just conversations with friends, family, not long weekends and visits.
Does he not know he's not going to win this with you?
It's a
Family
differing,
is everything.
it's a differing
It's a kidney.
opinion is all.
You just say stuff like that because you like to tell people how I tricked you into coming down here, and this is not the man that I married.
Okay, there are.
That's pretty
Do you
funny.
really want to get into that on this podcast? 'Cause there are several things.
So Noelle wrote here on the show, she goes, Marvin sets people up. I've been here 2 years.
Get him, Noel. You tell him.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Your
Yeah.
brother needs to help.
I don't set up family. It's too close to comfort.
Too many things can go wrong.
Yep. And then you got to live with it
Yeah,
every day.
Yeah.
Noel, you didn't want to meet Tony the Greek anyway, let me tell you. So, yeah. No.
Yeah.
All right. So Miss Karen, I'm trying to figure out a way to ask appropriate questions. What do you do for work?
Appropriate would be nice. That's inappropriate.
No, I already skipped that.
Okay. So I am in retail. I started my career here in Fort Lauderdale with the
Mhm.
Sports Authority.
Yep.
In corporate retail. Worked for them for 4 years. Then I moved to Charlotte and worked for a company for about 10 years in Charlotte. And then I jumped ship and said, I don't want to be in an office anymore. And I went to consulting. So now I work for a big company called Oracle. If anybody's heard of it. And I am a business consultant for their retail software that they sell to retailers. So been doing that 14 years. Pretty much travel around. Have until COVID. Now I don't travel at all, but I traveled a lot. Been some great places, had a lot of great adventures, but now I'm trying to figure out what to do with the next chapter of my life. And I have a big interest in called Ayurveda. And Ayurveda is a health system of health. It's Eastern medicine. And I've been studying it for 3 years. And it may be something that I do in my next life. It's basically everyday health, like how to stay healthy every day, how to identify things that might be going wrong in your body and try to make adjustments to fix it just through your everyday living and diet so that you don't have a disease, you don't get diseases. At least you have less of a chance of getting diseases. So it's just helping people identify what's going on in their body and how to adjust for it. So it's great science. It's
What's
really
it
great
called
science.
again?
Ayurveda. Ayurveda. Ayurveda.
Are you Veda?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just are you?
Are you Veda?
Like, are you Veda?
And
All right.
she's a big
Veda
yogi
means
too.
yes.
Yeah, I knew that. I
Yeah.
didn't want to.
Been doing yoga for 20 years. I am certified as a yoga teacher. Don't really teach though because I'm still working my corporate job. So got my little stuff in my box that I'm going to pull out and play with after I retire. So
Okay.
I'm you know,
And she's trying to figure out when is the best time to retire.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought you were going to say when is the best time to approach me about something. Like,
You're
never.
what? No. So it's just a matter of because I like my job now and the people I work with are great and the company I work for is awesome. And I make good money. So it's kind of, that whole balance, like when you're ready to jump ship and do something different. So
okay, but I mean, you're going to get bored if you retire, aren't you?
oh no. Never.
Kira will not be
Not
one
a
of
doubt
those
in my
people.
mind that my days will be full and busy and no problem. That's what I mean, something's got to go now. I'm too busy now. So
Apparently not. You have time to visit with us for a week.
it's all in the family.
And it's not a week.
It's about
You
a week.
keep extending.
Well, I really didn't intend
It
on
started
staying
last
quite this
week,
long,
and
but
it's
I got such a good
Oh.
price.
spilled
on
into
the
this
flight.
week.
Oh, I see. That's how you classify a week. If it
Yeah.
starts in 1 week and then it ends in the other,
Yep.
that's considered a week.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
an easy guest. Quit your whining.
Yeah.
How easy?
Easy
a
guess.
am
You
I?
took my staff member away for an entire day.
Well, today. Today.
She gets vacation too. She took a vacation day.
She had vacation 2 weeks ago.
I was gonna say that's not going to be a good.
Oh, that's
That's not going to be.
She already
good
had,
argument
she already
because-
had like
No, no,
3
because I
vacations
just
this
went
year.
to Georgia and brought Dad back for
That's right.
for several
like-
days,
15 days there.
and
You
then
were-
we went to Ohio for Mom's 80th birthday.
You
So
sprung the next visit on him yet?
which one?
The summer visit?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, you're going to run out of
Vacation
PTO
time.
days before then.
I think she ran out of this a long time ago.
I'll have
Good
to.
thing she's
December
sleeping
will
with
be,
the
uh,
boss.
Yeah, I'll have to suck up to the boss.
Good thing.
Put in some overtime. That's what you're
That's
doing.
right.
Oh my
Well,
god!
I wouldn't have stayed long this visit, except that the
Flight
plane
was
ticket
so
price was really, really good to come. So I'm like, you'll just have to put up with me.
So, of course, Noelle had to add in there, no worries, Carrie. I stayed for 6 months.
Question mark. Question mark. That's what he said because it really was not even a month. And Marvin tells everybody it was 6 months. It wasn't even. It was like 3 weeks.
Oh, the
It was
3 weeks
not
and a
3
day.
weeks.
It was. It was like 3 weeks and a couple of days or something like that.
Oh,
It wasn't
the
a full month.
illusions.
They
It
weren't
was
with
a
us
whole
full month.
summer.
And each weekend they went to your mom's, so they weren't even here. They left Friday after work.
So you're
Once you turn off your
So
phone,
you're
so
saying-
she's
I
going
know.
to call and correct.
so
Suck up to the boss, huh?
yeah. So when I leave, I will have stayed. I was down for a 3-week
Yes,
visit,
it'll
right?
be a 3 week visit.
2
by the
weeks.
time- 2 weeks by the
It's only
time. you
2.
leave.
From last week to this week, it's 2 weeks.
Okay. So I came sometime last week and I stayed through sometime this week.
2 minutes ago it was 1 week because
Yeah.
you were last week to this week. Now it's when you leave, it'll be 3 weeks.
It'll be 3
Phil
weeks.
said, then her sister was here for 3
3
weeks. She went to Georgia for a week, then brought her dad back for 3 weeks. Then her sister came and was here for 3 weeks.
The whole month of May was a wash.
with
Just because her birthday's in it.
Hey, that's what it's got to be.
It's her
This is what-
birthday month. She
You
takes
gotta
off the
have
whole month.
Marvin Have a big picture of him going, family.
Yep.
He knew this when he married me.
Oh gosh,
just
yeah,
didn't
'cause
think
you've been
that it
like
would
this
be-
forever.
He just didn't think it would follow me down here to South Florida. He told you that in his own words. He thought he was safe
Oh,
because
yeah.
everyone else was.
Well, if everybody had stayed in Ohio,
Carrie was out of
We'd be
Ohio.
good.
Hey, I was already. Hey,
if
I
you
was
didn't
first
drag
go.
people to Georgia, we wouldn't have that in
Did you have
compound.
Gary go
Yeah.
to Georgia?
I'm the reason they're in Georgia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't
Because
know
of, Lori ran a center for me.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The,
That's
the,
right. They
the
moved
company,
down for Lori's
the,
shop. That's right.
the
That's right.
business they came down for.
That's
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they stayed.
I mean,
They've
I
been there for 20
I
years.
didn't say, "Oh my gosh, come move to Georgia." The
Right.
opportunity brought them to Georgia.
Is that what you're saying?
That is
I just-
exactly
The opportunity.
It was the opportunity that brought them to Georgia.
The opportunity for you to leave.
Yeah.
No,
She's,
that wasn't.
I had you safely down here in Florida.
you
No.
thought you were going to get your little love.
Let me
nest
go.
Here.
Let me go
I got
work
the
in
woman with
Atlanta.
me now. Now I got her here. I got a
Yeah.
little nest going on. It's gonna be just her and I living our
Listen.
little love nest. And no,
I gave her one opportunity for us not to live in Florida, right?
Yeah,
you did. Where
Yeah.
were you gonna go?
Ohio. He said he'd come to Ohio.
You said you'd move to Ohio.
I said, "Why?"
Were you in your right
It was a
mind?
moment of weakness.
Yeah. I'm glad you
was the-
didn't say
it was the-
yeah.
The fog of love is what that
Oh Lordy.
was.
Mom cannot.
Not that we don't love Ohio.
I was going to say
in case-
Mom cannot hear
Mom, we
this.
love you. We
because
love Ohio.
Mom, Ohio to Mom is like
do.
another child. She gets so
Yeah.
upset when everybody
Our
talks bad
mom
about.
loves
Northeast Ohio.
Northeast Ohio.
So
So, if Mom, if you ever hear this podcast,
yes,
we love
Your mom, she doesn't
Ohio.
listen to this stuff, does she?
no, but we should have.
Well, she doesn't
she
know what
would
buttons
if
to
she
push,
knew-
so- but she would if we
Dick would
showed
have
her how
gone
to.
over to her house with her, and
Yeah.
if she knew that Carrie and I were on, we did not
She might like
give
it.
her that information.
Just so from now on, we better make sure we
Yeah.
know what we're saying. So if we
Yeah.
turn her on to this
I was
podcast,
going to say, because, she'd be like, she'd probably be crying halfway through.
She is.
My girls.
They're saying
Either that or
yes.
My
she gone,
girls.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Kimmy never told me that. Carrie never told me that.
That's true.
Mhm.
That's true.
Oh,
So
you girl.
That's right. You guys could be in trouble at your next visit.
we could be.
We could be, so we
Mhm.
better.
So
yeah.
we'll just not tell her we had this podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe we won't.
So
Maybe
it's
we'll
on the
review
internet.
it first.
Yeah.
It's on the
We'll
internet.
review it.
It's on the internet. It's
well,
out
she's
there.
not on the internet, so
But Dick is.
he is.
Yes,
but
he is.
I don't know if he'd find this podcast unless we told him about it.
Okay.
I'd be surprised if he found it.
He wouldn't find it on his own.
'Cause I
He,
don't
would,
think
he
he
wouldn't
really
know to
listens
look.
to
I don't think he
it.
really
I don't think he
realizes
does
that Marvin does a
YouTube or anything.
podcast. So
I don't think half your family.
yeah, they do. They all
Well,
know.
now they do because of Christmas.
They knew that before, but I think they have a better understanding of. But that's not your work one though. Which
No.
You know, your
Mm-hmm.
business one you do.
Yeah, that's a real podcast.
I didn't say that, but you've been doing that. You've been doing that a lot longer, and that is the one that you're consistently,
Yep.
you're doing that because it's part of, benefits your business.
Yes, it does.
So
Quite well.
Yes.
I haven't heard anything. So obviously, Isan's not watching, huh? Because we haven't heard any comments about Isan saying
What?
anything.
She would probably text you. You'd hear the ding.
You'll have to audit those out.
Okay, I'm not going to
Or
spend all
edit
this
it
time.
out.
Audit.
Edit those out.
Being a podcaster's wife, you should know to turn off your devices.
Turn off
Yeah.
all devices
Yeah, I should have, huh?
like you're on an airplane.
You should have passed out my guest checklist before
You
we
should
started.
have. You
There
didn't
you
do
go.
that. You were late getting
See,
here.
I'm-
The producer was late.
See? There she is.
Karen said, "Ding."
That was great.
Isan
Good
is
job,
watching
Karen.
Bluey.
Oh,
Oh.
see, we don't rate higher than Bluey.
No.
Okay,
Ding ding. Karen, you're excellent, by the way.
we don't. Oh no, well, just texted me a wave. Isan is watching Bluey, so we don't rate higher than Bluey. Okay.
Even after he punched you in the eye,
Oh, poor Isan. Yeah.
he felt so bad.
And he broke the remote for the shutter.
He did for real?
Well, he dropped it.
Did he break it,
And
or
the-
he thinks he
no,
did? He thinks
The batteries fell out.
Oh, and so he thought he broke
Yes.
it. Okay.
He panicked.
Oh, let's also talk about the fact that Marvin got in the pool last night and I was not there.
Oh.
So he got in the pool without
Okay,
me.
yeah, you seemed quite irritated with
Because
that.
he gets in the
Explain
pool.
that to
He gets
me.
in the pool once a year,
Okay.
usually. And I asked him to get in the pool with me.
entice him into the pool with a little pool activity.
Do you hear the activity that's going around our houses,
Well,
right? There's
then
always a party
what
happening.
y'all do won't disturb them. Just saying, right, Marvin? Little activities in the
Mhm.
pool.
So if I enticed you, you would get in the pool? You just put all these pictures
No
online
comment.
for everybody to see.
What pictures?
The beautiful pool upgrade that we did on this pool surround, and
Mhm.
now everybody's going to know that you do not get in the pool.
It's an option.
It's there. You go.
It's the
Your
way. It's the
options
same as the
always change.
beach.
That's, he used to tell me that about the beach
It's
when
the
I
same
used
as
to
the
come to
beach.
visit.
Yeah.
And he used to say, I said, why do you live down here then if
You
you
don't like the
don't
beach."
care about the beach? And he goes, because it's always there and it's always an
It's
option.
an option. There.
It's always an option.
Who now?
Well,
I don't know. You two are the worst
Oh.
podcast guests I've ever had.
She's freaking looking at her phone.
you look at your phone when you just have the sound turned down.
Okay, yes, but I'm doing my editing. I'm doing all this stuff.
So what does a good podcaster do?
A good podcaster?
Yeah, you just said we're terrible podcasters.
We're terrible guests.
Guess.
Oh, we're terrible guests.
We're
Yes.
terrible guests.
Podcast.
Yes, yeah. Poor
Podcast
mic
guests.
technique.
Oh, so am I supposed to eat the microphone?
We both just
Hello?
did this.
testing. That is a
You turn your head to talk to each other
look at
off
the
mic.
size of that microphone. That thing's huge.
It's got to be big to get on when you turn your head.
All right, tell me, why does the microphone have to be this big?
It doesn't have to be.
Oh. Because I have just like earbuds when I do conference calls. It has a little microphone hanging right
So
here.
here's the
People
thing.
hears me
So for podcasting and radio,
fine. Uh-huh.
these are quality studio mics. So
you
the
just
stuff
told me
that
I
you
had to
do-
get closer.
The
I
stuff that
wasn't
you
gonna-
do with the earbuds and all of that stuff, that's
Uh-huh.
not studio quality.
But you told me I was too quiet to get closer to the mic. I mean, it's not picking me up well. How is the studio quality? Just saying.
Just because you don't know how technology works.
I don't know. I'm not that bad.
No,
We have not had any drinks today, just so that you know.
Man, can you imagine if we would have had a glass of wine before we
Maybe
came?
that's what.
Okay, that's the problem. I didn't have a glass of wine.
Oh,
before I
that's
came.
the problem.
Then it would have been fun.
Yeah.
Then it would have been a great podcast
sure.
because I would have been on fire.
It would have
I
been.
do get on fire when I have a few cocktails. I can get on rolls big time.
Is that what you think?
Hmm.
You haven't like
I've been
wound the tape
told-
back and seen yourself, have you?
I probably don't want to, but I make people laugh.
I don't think anybody really wants to. In our heads,
No.
we're always better at everything that we're
Yeah.
doing. Right?
Yes.
So, any other
Certainly.
questions that you would like to ask us?
Yes.
No, I'm just
Sarah.
watching the time. We're doing pretty good. So
Are we doing
we're about
good?
ready to wrap this up.
Because we're the
It's
worst.
a wrap.
Because we're the worst guests ever.
We're together.
That's not a very good
Hey.
advertisement for your wife.
Yes, right.
The wife of the podcast.
I don't think I would put out there. Come watch the worst podcast ever.
P.S. It happens to be my wife.
This
And
is not the
sister
real
that I don't
podcast.
really care. I'm doing this as a favor to my sister.
Yeah. I told her we were
So.
paying her.
You-
That's-
Why do you always lie to people?
I like it. How much am I getting?
You always overpromise.
Under deliver.
Over
Over promise and under deliver.
See,
Yeah.
you're supposed to underpromise and
Mm,
over
yeah.
deliver. That's what I do.
Okay.
So we could
So is
I mean if we did another one, I mean if we would have had to prepare, we could have had some really good stories
Yeah.
to tell.
Well, here's what we can do. We can come back and do another podcast where I can talk about you and your business, and we can talk about your Are You Vader
Really?
stuff.
Are you Vader? Would you
Yeah,
do that?
and that would be
That'd
a serious,
great.
yeah.
All right.
And you can describe all of your, is it a holistic exercise?
It is holistic.
A practice?
Natural. It's
Okay.
a natural approach to. So the premise is mostly that your body goes through stages of everything, and it has different constitutions in it, and those constitutions need to be balanced. And when they're not balanced, that's when things happen. And something as little as like, I feel tired. Your body's telling you something. So how do you correct that? What's going on? It's kind of a science how to assess yourself and say what's going on and how can I fix it? How can I balance it? And how can I fix it?
Well,
Because
yeah, listen to your body.
every disease starts with fatigue. I can tell you that right now.
Every
fatigue.
disease?
Sure. Every disease. Because your body, there's something going on in your body and your body's trying to fix it. But you don't know where it's at yet. It hasn't manifested itself as a tumor or a cancer or a, hardened arteries or something that a Western doctor could identify very easily.
So,
And a Western doctor would fix when it got to that stage.
So
But we're trying to
chapter
fix it
one-
before it even gets that.
chapter 1 of the book is
Uh-huh.
your body is tired.
Yeah,
What is it telling you?
That's right. Could be. Absolutely.
Because if you're saying every disease
Yeah.
starts with fatigue, well, then, okay,
Uh-huh.
what then? How do you start to figure out
That's right.
what the next step
Exactly.
is?
Well, there's a lot of techniques that I've learned that I could share to teach you how. It's all about qualities.
Why are
of
you
your
looking at
body.
me so funny?
I'm not.
So we could do an hour podcast, and believe me, my sister's been listening to me all week about it. We could do an hour easily.
Yeah.
On just this subject.
And I could promote that. And then we get people on that would ask very
Perfect.
pointed questions.
Perfect. I'd love it.
And then you'd have to answer questions
That would be
because
great.
people would be like, well, does eating this help with this?
Mhm. And I'd say it depends.
Is that why did you bring your own food?
Did I bring my own food to Florida?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
She brings her own.
I have my.
You brought your own
I have-
tea.
I
Yes.
do. Yes, I do. I have my little counter.
Because we
of
have
my
healthy
little
tea.
herbs
We
and
have
my-
white tea,
but she-
ginger tea.
we
and-
don't have the
Yeah.
tea that she uses.
What is the tea?
Well, it depends on what's going on.
How many teas do you have?
I probably have about 5 or 6 different types of teas in my bag, but right now I'm using a herb called Trickatoo because I'm trying to build some
Tricka what?
Trickatoo.
Trickatoo.
Trickatoo. It's an
It's a
herb.
trick or two.
It's actually 3 peppers blended. It's a formula called Trickatoo, but it's good for helping to build digestive strength. Because right now I've assessed myself that I have kind of low digestive strength right now, so I'm trying to build it. So that's what, and Ayurveda teaches you how to assess that and how to understand.
We've
that.
got some things sitting on our table right now
Yeah.
that we acquired today when we were out shopping.
Yes,
So
and I got Kimmy some herbs.
When you say we,
Yeah,
you and I,
that we're going to have to,
that we've got some stuff on our table right now.
but I have stuff.
I know you do. You do.
I like what you do
Yeah.
too. And you did the turmeric and ginger, which
Yes.
is great.
Hmm.
Very good. That's very good for reducing inflammation. So if you feel in your body that you're feeling swollen, your joints hurt, anything that is causing inflammation is heat in your body, you learn which herbs like turmeric and ginger reduce that inflammation in your body, and you take those herbs to help balance your body. So inflammation's never good.
No.
And you always want to try to reduce it. So Ayurveda teaches you how to reduce that inflammation and that heat. And it all starts with heat. So it's interesting stuff.
We're taking some serious notes over
I
here.
Of
know.
course I am.
Look at him over
We're
here.
going to get an hour podcast out of Are You Vader?
Ayurveda. It's wonderful. It's really great. And the great part about it is that people can learn it themselves. So they don't have to,
You don't have to
be a
subscribe
rocket
to a
science,
meal
right?
plan.
You don't have, right? You don't. No. They want you to learn how to know what foods to eat that are right for you based on what your body's going through right now.
Now, those foods, are they natural foods? Are they, because they talk about how
Absolutely.
you should eat food. If you go to the grocery store, you should eat food on the outside
Absolutely.
and
Good
not
rule
on
of
the
thumb.
inside.
You should always eat whole food. I mean, given a choice, always eat something that looks like it came from nature. So
Oh,
eat the vegetables that you just pulled out of the ground from nature, not the veggie
Lori,
chips.
good information, Carrie.
Uh-uh.
Lori.
Who's that? Our Lori?
Yes, you're Lori.
Oh, hi, Lori. Hi, sweetheart.
See, I told you people would be watching.
Yeah.
So, yep, Whole Foods.
Whole foods. Whole foods. Absolutely. And the Ayurveda does not subscribe to any particular type of diet. So they don't say you should be vegan, vegetarian, paleo, any of the other diets that are out there. It doesn't subscribe to any of that. It subscribes to everybody learning what's going on in your body and what do I need to balance it.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's just a great, it's being with nature, really. It's just being in nature, how your body's naturally reacting to things.
All right. So, your assignment
Good stuff.
We
is
have an
going to be
assignment.
prepare
All right.
for
a
an hour-long
podcast
podcast.
on Ayurveda. Well, that will not be hard for me at all, as much as I talk about it, right?
You're very knowledgeable. You're
Yeah.
learning a lot.
3 years.
She's doing a
I'm
consult
almost
on me
done.
tomorrow.
I just took my final.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to do consult with Kimmy tomorrow.
wait a minute. When tomorrow?
At some point.
Sometime in the day when she comes
During
in.
the workday?
Well, I know most of it.
Wait a minute. Don't you have a dentist appointment tomorrow
I do. I have
already?
a dentist appointment at 1:30. Mm-hmm.
And a
called it-
consult.
Uh-huh.
So you're not working tomorrow either, are you?
Did she mention that to you? Yeah.
You realize my schedule's pretty full,
Yes, I do realize I'm.
and I may have to make another trip
Mhm.
back to downtown
Well,
Fort
here's the
Lauderdale.
good thing, Marvin, though. Everything I need to know for the consult, I know most of it already. 'Cause
All
I
right.
know all about Kimmy and about her stuff. So it's
So 5 minutes.
right. 15 tops.
But we do have some planting to do.
We have a lot of new flowers. You'll be excited.
What do you mean by a lot?
We got some flowers.
We got some flowers.
We got a new
For
pot.
where?
Got a new pot.
Okay, you have pots in the garage.
I know, but this is a decorative pot.
They're decorative in the garage.
No, they're not. Those are the plastic ones that I just use for. This is a decorative one.
There's a big. Is there a
This
big
is
one
those
sitting in?
big
That's on the
heavy ceramic
patio, not the
ones, yeah.
garage. That's on the patio,
Anyway.
and it's cracked. But we bought something that we're gonna put on that crack.
We have Gorilla Glue to fix that, don't we?
Yeah, but I'm not sure.
Oh,
Carrie
we got
has
epoxy.
we got
Oh, that's what she's
epoxy.
talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We got epoxy to fix the crack in that.
Okay.
Because she said that is what Jim would do.
That Jim epoxies everything.
Well, that doesn't mean it's right.
You need it fixed.
She said it works.
Yeah, but how?
Epoxy
let me see
is
it
like
first.
God's glue.
Let me see it first. Is it clear?
I don't know what color
It's
it
two
is.
different things.
Well,
You
Yeah,
get
I know
one.
there's a
too.
bunch of them. They mix, but some of them mix white, some of them mix
I don't
colored.
know. We'll have
I
to
don't
look.
know. We didn't look.
One of them said dark gray,
That was one
but
you
that
looked
was
at.
the one I looked at. We
Yeah.
didn't pick that one. We'll look
Right.
when we get home. Anyway, that was my idea because I know Jim uses it. To
Okay,
fix
how big is this
everything.
pot, by the way?
It's not big enough. I think we're going to take it back and get the bigger one.
For
Yeah.
where? Outside?
Yeah.
In our
Are
cornhole
y'all
area?
seeing their faces?
No. No.
Kim's like, okay, I have to think about how I'm going to approach him on this.
No. It's going to go where I showed you on that end of the pool. The
That's
new
the
pool
cornhole
surround.
area.
Oh, you mean on top of the?
Yes.
Yeah, but it can be
Right in the
moved.
corner.
It's not going to be permanent. It can be picked up.
People are not
It's
going to
gonna
want
be
to
really
move that.
heavy. It's
gonna
going to
be
be super
heavy.
heavy.
Yeah, so I'm
But
saying people aren't
okay,
going to want to move that.
you vetoed cornhole on that section because we didn't go wide.
No, I
enough.
didn't veto. I just
Mhm.
said it was a shame that we didn't go
Yeah,
A
wider.
little wider.
because you said the bags are going in the water.
Yes,
So
because
That
your
would be-
family can't play
are
cornhole.
you kidding me?
Oh,
Oh.
is Josh not on?
Oh,
if Josh
my
was on there,
goodness.
he'd be.
Okay, Gary had airmail after airmail after airmail.
Okay.
Josh had airmail after airmail. And my
And-
dad played all the time, and they can play.
But here's, but okay, you can say that all you want,
But
but
who
when
is-
I'm there, who's undefeated?
okay, Gary did say it's not a real.
Are you really? Okay, but you don't play as often as I do.
No.
No, I don't. But that doesn't matter. As little
every
as I
time you
play,
every
they
single
still
time
can't
you
beat
win?
me.
So
Oh wow,
he
that might
and
be a challenge. Josh needs to listen to this.
Josh is on his
That's right.
team. It's Josh.
Oh,
and
Why do you
Marvin.
think Josh is so good?
Oh, you showed him how to play.
No,
You know
Josh
who's
plays
really
all the
good
time.
Is Dick.
Yeah,
Mom.
Dick's good. Yeah,
He's really good. He will
Yeah.
train you. He can
Right.
teach you spins and
yeah.
drops, and he's pretty good.
Okay, my
Anyway.
family can play cornhole.
Except for me.
Haven't
You
seen it
can
yet.
play
Great.
cornhole. Okay. Gary did say that it wasn't really a true. He can't claim that he really won the tip because Marvin wasn't here for him to play against.
Yeah.
So December, we'll have that
It's
again.
on.
All right.
I
That
will
means
be
I'll probably
having
play.
wine.
I'll probably play one time
With the
before
kids.
then.
Mm. You can play with Aiden and Isan
Really?
and Noel.
That's 2 minutes of distraction.
You and I, Noel and I played you and Aiden.
Yeah, but that was a special occasion. And it's not the same. I always end up playing down to the competition.
Gary thinks he plays down.
The one
too,
the one
so-
game I've lost in the last 3 years was when.
Oh, I don't know. Kim.
was when I was your
think-
partner.
I think we're
Is
gonna
that the
have to
game?
take on
Did we?
Marvin
Is that when we
in
lost?
Cornhole. He's kind of
He's
raising
getting
the.
cocky,
I know,
isn't he?
he is.
Who?
I think
Yeah, you.
you're getting a little cocky about the cornhole.
Listen,
Facts,
I
the
think-
record
think-
speaks for
I
itself.
think we're
are
gonna have
facts.
to see if we can beat
facts are facts. Yeah.
All right.
break that record. I'm thinking.
Who was the time that you lost? The one time you lost was when you were with my brother?
No, it was here
Oh, okay.
just recent. When did we do the cornhole?
Okay, well, Noel and I were partners against you and Aiden, and Noel and I did not win. So
See?
That's you're calling yourself a champion.
So-
and that's who you were playing against? Kim, Noel, and Aiden. No offense, Noel. I love you.
Well, I've gone up and played every time in Georgia, and you were always telling me how you guys were killing it up there. And
mhm.
Well, Josh was. probably the
Josh
best.
was. My
with the,
dad
with
is
the
really
special
Dad is
spin
very
and
good.
the
Have you
special
played
bag.
Kathy? Have you played against Kathy? She's pretty good.
I haven't been because when
You had to leave.
I had to leave.
You had to
Alright.
leave.
Was that the
when we
wedding?
were- At we played at the
pretty
gathering
good.
after on that Sunday after the wedding, and you
Okay.
had to go to the airport.
So that's what we need to do. We need to have him play Dick and Kathy.
All right, are they good?
Yes,
Mhm.
Okay.
they're
Okay.
both really good.
So is my dad. So is Gary. So is Josh.
Okay. I've played your dad, played Gary, played Josh.
Okay, but Josh was also your partner for all those
Against
times
him,
you were
though?
winning.
Huh?
Against him?
I've played against him at times. Remember,
Okay.
he would get upset.
Yeah.
You and Josh were partners the one year,
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
and you
Well,
thought,
y'all
and
got your
you
work
had
cut
us
out.
like you had us
start
like
practicing.
Yeah, I don't
18 to 11, and you thought, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be it.
And you blew it.
Yeah. I'll have to tell
The
you,
stress got to you.
Gary was feeling kind of cocky. when-
No,
he was-
Gary does not.
No,
feel
but this
cocky.
was,
I don't know what
I
you're
mean,
talking
he was doing airmail after airmail. He was doing bank shots. He was feeling it in this trip up there. He was.
So
he
you're
was
saying I
feeling
should
his-
practice?
Yeah, I'm saying you should probably practice.
Okay.
Because I do want you
There
to
you
beat my
go.
brother. So you need to do a little bit of practice before you go up.
All right.
Cornhole action.
Yeah,
Very exciting.
it's very exciting.
Very exciting.
Do I need to order special bags?
I play pickleball.
Practice
Y'all-
all those
y'all
trick
need to
shots?
play pickleball. Pickleball's the best.
We'll have to check on the bags because Josh got new bags for Georgia. He's got the they're the ones that are stick or slide. They're the switchable
Oh,
ones.
the
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Johnsonville
official.
games.
That's
Yeah.
what I need to tell Gary to
Hey.
build. He needs to build his pickleball.
Okay. I bet
That's
he
what
will do
we
that.
need to play. Pickleball is the best sport. It is so much fun.
Marvin and I will play. We'll start.
Oh, it's
'cause
it's
Marvin has a lot of
so
free
much
time.
fun. It is so much fun.
Yeah, I believe this weekend we're
It's
going to
the
have a lot of
best.
free time, right?
This weekend is
We turned Kathy and Dick onto it, and they've been playing
Yeah.
3 days a week.
not
Oh,
allowed
sorry.
to do that.
Sorry.
See,
That's feedback.
Now he has to edit. Edit.
I'm not
Cut.
editing. I'm just-
Edit. Are
Okay.
you going to do this when we're done?
No, I am not. I'm just going to do.
Are you?
I'm just going to say, ladies and gentlemen,
Are you cutting this
for
off?
those of you that have suffered through the personal escapades and stories
Come talk
of
about
the
our
bee
data when we do it.
of the
That'd be
bee
more fun.
steel pole,
Family dynamics,
yeah,
games. Very
Fun
competitive.
time.
cornhole extravaganza.
Very
Fun times.
competitive.
Well, this is what you get for not writing us a script before we started this. We asked, "Do we have a script?" You said, "Nope, we're winging
You
it."
wouldn't have followed it
In
anyway.
trouble.
I know you.
We would have looked at it a little
we would have
bit.
tried.
Yeah. Just like every Steel family function.
Karen's getting a last couple dings in.
Yeah, well,
Ding ding.
ding away.
Ding 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 ding.
You have me already cut off. You have my microphone already cut off.
Yeah.
Yep, working on it. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode.
If anybody's awake out there, hello, Bueller. Bueller.
So join us next week as we come back.
To Serious Land.
Seriously,
Where we have-
this was a filler podcast.
Dr. Philip Rothschild in the house.
He's cutting us off.
Are we cut off? Are we done?
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining us on this episode of the Uncle Mark podcast. I want to say a very special thank you to my lovely wife, Miss Kimberly B., and her lovely sister,
There you go.
Carrie Steele. And join us. I don't know, maybe in a month or so. Is that enough time for you to
Yeah.
get ready?
Yeah, we'll do.
All right.
Sometime in June.
So we'll
I got it.
schedule that
Yeah.
and we'll talk about
We'll
the
talk about dates.
Darth Vader holistic health
Perfect. I love
and
it.
go from there.
Darth Vader. Where'd you get Darth Vader? Oh, Veda.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
Vader? Okay.
All right.
Got it. I like it.
Okay. So join us next week as we have Dr. Philip Rothschild in the house. And you can hear another lovely episode of the Uncle Marv podcast. Head over to unclemarv.com and listen to old episodes. And until next time, holla.